What's a secret you never tell your partner but are willing to tell strangers on Reddit? My partner doesn't know how bad my mental health really is. She knows I've reached out for support but doesn't know the extent of help I'm seeking. I just can't bring myself to say those words to her. I will listen to a song 10 times in a row because I need to listen to all the instruments and melodies separately before moving on to the next song. That my wife always screams, she just doesn't seem to be able to talk at a normal level. Feel like she should be selling fish at a marketplace. Love her though. One time we had half a container of ice cream left. I had a craving. I ate a bowl, then another. Then I decided to finish the tub to destroy the evidence. Then I realized she would notice that there was no ice cream left. So I went to the store, bought another tub, and then ate that one down to the same level. This was a gallon tub. My husband loves talkative cats. When we first got our kittens, I gave them a treat every time they made a meow or a chirp. Since I was working from home, they ended up becoming very vocal. He still goes on about how lucky we are to have such talkative cats on a weekly basis. My wife shit while delivering our son. Something she was terrified she would do. The nurse cleaned up very quickly and gave me a look that needed no explanation. I never said a word. She talked after delivery about how happy she was that didn't happen to her. I'll let her keep that peace of mind for life, but I wish she would find a career or pursue a degree so I don't have to work 1,000 hours of odd a year so she can sit at home. Sometimes I just sit in my car outside work or our apartment for 20-30 minutes because I need some time alone. I have my mind full to the brim at work and rarely get time in the house alone. Sometimes I just need it to be quiet and not have to pay attention to anything. The reason I wasn't hungry that one day in Dublin was because when I stayed behind to get ready while she waited in the lobby, I ate the entire box of leftover chicken wings that we took home from the restaurant the day before. I ate 15 cold, oily chicken wings in about 5 minutes at 9 AM before heading out for breakfast. When I play video games and my wife isn't here, I narrate what I do and respond to fake questions from a non-existent chat like I'm some kind of big shot streamer. I even look at a fake camera when something happened. Lol. Our cat didn't break the towel rack. I did. I was pretending to be fighting zombies and grabbed it and ripped the goddamn thing off the wall. I heard her coming to check out the noise and looked down at my cat. She came into the bathroom to me asking my cat, "Why did you think the towel rack could hold your weight? You silly cat." My wife hates her dad more than anything. We haven't talked to him much after he refused to come to our wedding 2 years ago since he thinks she could do better than me. She is like him in so many ways. I would never have the heart to tell her. "Last night you made fried rice with shrimp." I ate the whole bowl even though it tasted nasty. God, it was awful. Her actions and her words are two different worlds. She says she wants something while she is doing the exact opposite. It's her business up to here. The problem is that she's putting a lot of pressure on me because of her words and actions. This part is my problem and have to solve it. I need to stop worrying about her and just mind my own business. I've broken your personalized cup your sister got you 3 times. I recreated the design on paint and got some screen printing stall at the mall to print it on the cup. Each time it looks a little bit different. Smiley face. Every time we're playing Yahtzee and she asks, "Do I have one more roll or was that 3?" I always say one more regardless of the truth. When I asked her dad for his blessing, I had some liquid courage first and I can't remember what his response was. Let's hope it was yes because we've been married for over 2 years. That time I asked you if I could have the last cookie, I implied there was only one left when there was actually 2. I wanted both of them and didn't want to share. They were delicious and I have no regrets. My nieces don't like the aquarium. I just constantly took them there because I thought my now girlfriend, who works there, was pretty and thought if she saw me constantly taking them it'd lead to us talking. I dropped the diaper ice cream container on our daughter's head when she was like 8 days old. She let out this scream that still haunts me. When he came in the room to see what happened, I lied and said I just dropped the lid on her. I have ridiculously complex and drawn out arguments with myself when no one's around. One of the me's is pretty cool, the other one is kind of a dick. Edit just to add, I'm not sure which one is the real me. It's been 4 years and I'm still super annoyed that he can't remember that one dream he had one night that caused him to laugh his ass off in his sleep. I want to know the funny dot. I don't believe so many people cared about me. I have never been loved this much by this many people. Love you all. And thank you for each and every advice. That I know the word she's looking for, but it's more fun to hear her rattle off increasingly ridiculous, sometimes made up words instead. I got our toddler out of bed one morning and went to do a sniff test of their butt to see if they had pooed overnight, and when I lifted my child up I stuck their head in the ceiling fan. Oh, and the time I forgot to put the car in park with them in it. I can't remember the last time I was genuinely happy more than just in the moment feeling due to something happening. My default emotion is just depressed tired. If not for my partner and my family, I would have killed myself a long time ago. They are literally what I live for, and I can't tell them that because they would worry about me so much. I am not actively suicidal, and I will not harm myself in the foreseeable future. I pissed myself on accident trying to not be a two-trip but running my groceries up to my apartment. My husband is too lighthearted during sex and it is a total turn off. Like he will say boobies or slap my ass and thinks it's funny. And like, I just want to be ravished, and whenever he does these things, I get dry as a bone downstairs. I'd have to bring this up without being an ass. When my girlfriend and I go out to eat at a restaurant, they will sometimes let us order food through our phones at the table. I'll insist on ordering because it lets me write in their special instructions box where I request if they could compliment her outfit. Honestly, I think I get just as much enjoyment seeing her reaction. I can never let her know, working 3 jobs to support him and his lifestyle and the kids. He thinks I'm working one. But he lost his entire family in the past 3 years and his grief is breaking him. So I don't mind working this much if it means he can take a break and work on his mental health. I love him. I'd do anything for him. I've never been a playboy and got incredibly lucky that she ever even spoke to me in the first place. She thinks I'm this smooth-talking experienced ladies man. She has no idea she's the first girl to fall for my amazing pickup line. Do you have a boyfriend? To her it's impossible to imagine I wasn't some wild dog humping the I-95 until she reined me in. At a WTF did I wake up to? I had a secret, and posted it one time on Reddit. Then my fiancé found it, and now we've since split up. Remember, use an alt account just in case. She wasn't a tech-savvy person or even knew what Reddit was. So it was surprising when I was confronted. Don't assume just because they don't know about these things that they won't ever find it. The wholesome answer? That our youngest son's first word wasn't mama. She was having a busy time at work and already felt guilty about not being home as much. Naturally he spent most time with me, so his first word was papa. I kept my mouth shut and waited until he said mama and celebrated that as his first word. The iron bar in the garage isn't a pry bar, it's a manhole cover remover, and I have explored and will explore more. It's not that I'd never tell her, it's that I don't think we're at the part of the relationship where I can tell her just yet. But I love her. When I was a child I pissed in a bucket, threw it on my trampoline and told my friend to go play on it. Our baby boy fell off our bed whilst I was watching him. She heard the noise and then heard the baby crying. I made up some bullshit story that it was something else that had fell over and the noise scared him. I don't really know why I didn't just tell her. I felt so guilty and still do sometimes. Still never gonna tell her though. That one time I farted on you while in bed and pretended I was asleep and you coughed. It wasn't night terrors that caused me to jump up out of bed a few seconds later. I was trying not to cry laughing. The knives from Costco stay sharp because I sharpen them. Not because they never need to be sharpened. To be fair, and to answer the why wouldn't you tell her, she knows. But it was a quip, by which I mean not an argument that we sort of had. I love her to bits and will never cheat on her, but I don't like having sex with her anymore and I fake my orgasms. I worked as a muscle guy in my early 20s and made a chunk of money getting good at hurting people. She's a pretty anti-violence Buddhist, so I'm not gonna bring that up lol. Her cooking isn't very nice. I'm not cooking because I try to be nice. I cook because I want to eat something that doesn't taste like I'm rimming a feral raccoon with explosive diarrhea. Sorry honey, but you might need to learn how to cook if you want to cook. She's an ex now, but she pretended to speak in Spanish sometimes, and I know it's all bullshit because a friend that actually speaks the language was like, what, and she just kept going. Everyone around her was the problem, aka she was 100 the problem. I just overlooked it for years. Sometimes I'm not 100 sure she's the one. It hurts because she seems so sure all the time, but I think it's normal to have fluctuations in feelings. For me anyways, I am not sure if I want to be with her. There's lack of romance. I don't really know how to talk to her sometimes. Her vision of our relationship doesn't really match mine. She's sweet most of the time, but sometimes when we are somewhere with other people she seems so distant. It's strange. One day I am head over heels, the next I am not so sure about it. Life's hard. Emotions are hard. Shit my pants in the middle of school during test week. Had to fake a stomach ache so I could go home. Ended up scoring a 85 on that test. I have basically non-stop electronic stimulation at all times through the day. If I'm not at home playing video games, I'm out doing errands with an earbud and playing a YouTube video or something. She thinks it's because I just want to tune her out and I'm ignoring her, but it's actually because if I'm left in silence the bad thoughts and self-loathing start coming. His fuck face is terrible. Like, when he's truly into the act he looks ridiculous and awful. So I've just stopped looking, smiley face. That I might or might not have turned off the aquarium light at sleepover at my friend's house, which may or may not be the reason of his goldfish turning different colors.